International Business University acknowledges the ancestral and traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabeg, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples. The original occupants and custodians of the land on which IBU was founded and stands. As someone who came to Canada to study and to build my future, I recognize that my opportunities here are only possible because of this land and its long history. I'm grateful to be able to learn, grow, and contribute in a place with such deep Indigenous roots. Distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends, my name is Harin Sri Chandrasekhara, and I am a Term 4 student here at IBU. It is an honor to join you as MC for this event on this momentous occasion as we celebrate the opening of our university's new main campus, as well as the Lunar New Year. Today marks not only the unveiling of an extraordinary physical space, but the beginning of a new chapter in our institution's commitment to teaching excellence, innovation, and the development of graduates with the skills necessary to support the growth of Ontario's business community. As an IBU student, I have experienced firsthand the transformative impact of educational model designed to prepare learners for an increasingly complex world. This approach extends beyond traditional instruction. It invites us to engage critically, collaborate thoughtfully, and apply our knowledge in meaningful, practical contexts. This new campus stands as a testament to our university's vision for the future. It reflects a dedication to creating spaces where ideas can flourish, diverse perspectives are welcomed, and students are empowered to realize their potential. It is a privilege to witness and to be a small part of today. It is now my pleasure to introduce the distinguished speakers who will guide us through the rest of today's program. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Asma Vesna, President and Vice Chancellor of International Business University, for her opening remarks. A distinguished leader with over 20 years of transformative experience in academia and executive leadership, she has been nationally honored with the King Charles III Coronation Medal for advancing reconciliation and community impact under her guidance. IBU is shaping the next generation of global business leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Vesna.
Good afternoon, everyone. Such a pleasure to be with you this afternoon. And firstly, let me thank all of you for braving the Toronto weather today, because we know where I'm from, this is just a little snowfall, but in Toronto, it makes a big difference in terms of transportation. We had some cancellations. This was actually going to be a full house today, but due to some train cancellations, plane cancellations, and some difficulties, some of the folks won't be here. We also know some folks will be joining us a little bit later, and that's absolutely okay. So if we do have people coming in as we host the event, we'll welcome them in with open arms. Chancellor Hamdulapur, board members, academic council, representation of our consulate general offices, China, Turkey, and the Philippines, honored guests from our business community, government partners, past presidents, members of our Industry Advisory Council, faculty, staff, former graduates, students, and friends. You braved the weather today to celebrate with us a major milestone for International Business University. And we are truly honored to be here with you in this beautiful space. Thank you, Harin, for the beautiful land acknowledgement to start our ceremony. We are all grateful to be here. Today, we open our new campus, a purpose-built hub designed to integrate business, education, industry, collaboration, and in-demand skills development. We are located in the heart of Canada's financial and commercial capital of the country. This campus places our students within one of the most dynamic economic ecosystems in all of North America. Surrounded by global corporations, financial institutions, technology firms, healthcare leaders, entrepreneurs, and scale-ups, Many of you in this room today are described in that way. This location has been chosen with intent. IBU was established in 2020 with ministerial consent, and we are proud to be Ontario's first independent, not-for-profit university. In 2021, we opened our doors to just 12 students. 2021. One program and a small startup team. You remember that too. Today, with the support of the Ministry of Colleges and Universities, PCAB, our quality assurance partners, and many of you in this room, we offer a BCom program with 3 specializations, an MBA program with 10 specializations, including our newest in healthcare. We are expanding online programs, micro-credentials, and new AI-focused programs are working their way through final processes. We have a vibrant community now, over 3,000 students. We have a talented group of faculty and staff. We now have hundreds of industry collaborations. We have an amazing adjunct faculty coming in to teach our students. They're coming directly from the field, and they're providing real-world experiences for our students. We were designed to be unique. In every advanced economy around the world, strong public universities and institutions are complemented by innovative and differentiated independent institutions. Together with government, strong diplomatic relationships and industry, it's this togetherness that strengthens the country's post-secondary ecosystem. Expanding access, encouraging specialization, and increasing responsiveness to shifting labor market needs. Federal and provincial priorities today are absolutely clear. One just has to read the news. Productivity, AI leadership, SME growth, over 99% of our economy depends on it, commercialization, and closing those skills gaps. IBU was designed precisely to align with those priorities. We have a gift. Global research reinforces the direction we're heading. The World Economic Forum reports that nearly 70% of employers are ranking analytical thinking as the most critical core skill. They emphasize resilience, leadership, creativity, and AI literacy. Research from Quacquarelli-Simons shows employers consistently report gaps in critical thinking, communication, emotional intelligence, digital fluency. Through our own Future Talent Research Institute, we asked you, Ontario employers, directly, what do you need from university graduates? You confirmed the global findings, and you did so with urgency. The message is clear. Knowledge alone is no longer enough. Employers want demonstrated capability. They are asking that universities pay more attention to the skills that are needed for today's workforce and for a future that is unknown. That industry research globally and locally is shaping everything we do. You asked us, and we are delivering. Today, every student at IBU completes a full-term, real-world, industry-connected capstone. 100% of our students now have access to applied industry experience. Stackable credentials and leveled assessments are launching to support verifiable skills development. And beginning this June, our graduates will receive not only a degree, but a competency scorecard aligned to employer demand. The results speak clearly. Well over 90% of our 2024 graduates are employed. Approximately 20% aspire to launch or scale up their own business. And through embedded core human and harder technical skills, by providing incubation and acceleration pathways, we are supporting their dreams of either working for a company or starting or scaling their own business from day one. This campus is more than a building. This campus is changing lives. It is a hub for industry collaboration. It is a platform for supporting SME competitiveness, the backbone of our economy. It's a space for innovation, commercialization, and global talent development. Today, we cut a ribbon, but more importantly, we deepen partnerships and collaboration. We expand opportunity. We accelerate talent. As Canada advances its AI strategy and Ontario drives productivity and innovation, the need for agile, accountable, industry-aligned business education has never been greater. I encourage you to take a peek during the networking session following the ribbon cutting to experience through a self-guided tour a sampling of what we are, and importantly, what we are planning to become. Hear from our students, see our faculty and staff in action, and talk with our alumni. You will see there is something pretty unique about this university. I look forward to networking with all of you this afternoon and showcasing our new space. As Peter Drucker reminded us, the best way to predict the future is to actually create it. At International Business University, that is exactly what we intend to do. We moved into this space the first week of January. We've worked very hard to get to today. Thank you to all the many working hands in the university that helped make today possible. And to you, our audience, government, industry partners, consulates, we could not do this without you. Thank you for being part of our special day, and welcome to the new IBU.
If we want a more competitive, self-reliant Ontario, we have to skill up and scale up. That means preparing more people for in-demand careers and strengthening the programs that power our key sectors. Speaking of the investment, he says this is an investment in Ontario's productivity and long-term prosperity. And I think that is absolutely correct, and that brings us here today. As our province faces new opportunities, and yes, there's opportunities, and challenges, from economic threats to the rapid pace of digital innovations, schools like IBU are essential, absolutely essential, to protecting Ontario's future. This is where the next generation of leaders, innovators, and problem solvers are shaped. That's why practical experience and employer partnerships, two central components to IBU's education model, are so important for today's post-secondary students. They give them the skills they need to hit the ground running after graduation, from closely aligning academic education with what employers need to bringing industry partners into the classroom. IBU ensures students develop innovative solutions for our key industries with industry leaders. The undergraduate and graduate business programs offered here will empower graduates to launch careers in finance, technology, consulting, healthcare management, and entrepreneurship. And with two centers of excellence, the Future Talent Research Institute and the Center for Sustainable Business, the university's programs can remain responsive to emerging workforce trends and the evolving needs of employers. In closing, I'd like to thank the leaders of IBU for establishing this innovative campus dedicated to shaping the next generation of business leaders. Our government looks forward to seeing the incredible impact that students who are taught here and at your newly opened Ottawa campus will have on businesses and the economy. Congratulations on achieving this important milestone.
We actually are celebrating optimism and confidence in the future of Ontario and the future of Canada, because I think that's what we're doing here today. And there could never be a moment when this is more necessary, I think, in the history of our province and our country. And if I could just reflect a bit on that, because that's what Asim asked me to do. Last week I had a moment that kind of summed up this entire year. So for 25 years, on Monday nights, I've been a leader in a scout group, in Midtown Toronto, 25 years. And so Last Monday night, it was 9 p.m. We had just wrapped up an evening where we talked about food insecurity in our community. And I was feeling pretty good because in our closing circle, I'd handed out some badges to the boys. You see, I'm also in the micro-credentials business. And anyway, and so as I'm leaving the building, I'm looking at my phone, and there's a text from a journalist. And I'll actually read to you the text. It said, sorry to bug you so late. Any chance of a brief statement regarding Donald Trump's latest insanity? No joke. And so I spoke those words that have been spoken by so many Canadians so many times in the last year. Oh my God, what's he done now? And of course, it was the threat to, prevent the opening of the Gordie Howe Bridge, this vital economic link between the US and Canada. And, it was kind of the latest chapter in, this period of instability and uncertainty and a bit of psychodrama that we're getting used to. And the interesting thing is that we actually weathered, despite all the dire predictions, this province and this country weathered the last year better than anyone thought we would, right? Our economy didn't shrink, it actually grew. Not a lot, but it grew. Unemployment didn't skyrocket, it stabilized. And while there's been very real pain in some sectors, automotive and steel and lumber, aluminum, most of our trade has actually been fairly insulated by the Canada-US-Mexico agreement, which continues to earn very strong support from our partners across the United States of America. But regardless of what happens with the renewal of this agreement, the number one message that I hear from business leaders, of businesses of all sizes, all sectors, all communities across Ontario is the same. We never want to be in this position again. We never want to be this vulnerable. And it's time for Ontario and Canada to replace dependence with diversification, to replace complacency with competitiveness. And that is why an independent, not-for-profit university dedicated to business education is so very, very valuable. Because you keep our bright talent here at home, you partner with local employers to develop new programs, you train workers at every stage of their careers in the skills that we need for a changing economy. And you ensure that they are ready to contribute on day one and every day thereafter. And that's not something, unfortunately, that we can yet say about every student graduating from university, but we need to get there. We absolutely need to get there. And so Ontarians and Canadians right now are more determined than we've ever been to turn this historic moment of threat into a moment of historic opportunity. And if we want, as Lauren, thank you for quoting me, if we want a more competitive, more self-reliant Ontario, it's about skilling up and it's about scaling up. And that means preparing more people for in-demand careers and strengthening the programs, the university programs that power, and college programs too, and Indigenous Institute programs that power our key economic sectors. And if I wanted to say something on behalf of our members, 60,000 businesses, every size, every sector, every community, it's that this is not hypothetical. This is not rhetorical. This is real, right? Tomorrow at the Empire Club, lunch tomorrow, we'll be unveiling our 2026 Ontario Economic Report, the 10th report. There's a study of business confidence, there's economic forecasts for the next year, and there are recommendations from the Chamber to government and to the business community. And I'm not going to scoop my own report. We have Melanie Joly coming tomorrow to talk about it after I introduce it. But I'll give you a few points, right? One of the most stubborn constraints businesses in particular and businesses in general and small businesses in particular tell us they have is talent, right? It is a persistent challenge, but also a persistent opportunity for growth. We don't hear businesses saying, I can't find workers. We hear them saying, I can't find workers with the right skills. And those two things are materially different. And so one thing that so impressed me as we did the tour just before this opening ceremony is that, you're not just creating impactful and demand-driven curricula co-developed with industry, you are also teaching some of the skills that employers tell me that they really and urgently need. So not just the technical skills, not just the hard skills, but also resilience and critical thinking and communication and collaboration. And if you get all those things right, you have the permission to be creative. And we need to give more students the permission to be creative. But it's got to start with those other steps in that stackable skill set. So utterly important. And, you know, last week, Lauren mentioned this as well, you know, that was a great announcement we had, right? You know, which we and the business community and the post-secondary community have, you know, have been urging the government to act on this for some time, and to their great credit, they listened, right? This is something which, a problem that's been passed from generation to generation to generation, and now we're finally seeing action. So this government deserves a lot of credit for that. But if there's one challenge I also issued to them last week, and to all of us, it's that we still have work to do, right? Across Ontario's post-secondary system and across the business community, we need stronger partnerships, not just between programs and employers, but between institutions and local chambers of commerce. We need not just consultation, but we need co-creation of these programs in order to be successful. We need micro-credentials that are tailored for today's workers and their employers. We need faster turnaround between program conception and program delivery, an area, by the way, that IBU has really excelled, to its great credit and to our great advantage. We need far more students to participate in work-integrated learning so that they can start delivering value in the workplace on day one, making workers more valuable and businesses more productive. We need lifelong, permeable pathways between places of work and places of learning, not just when we're young, but throughout our entire careers. And at a time when our southern neighbor seems to be intent on driving away global talent, we can make Ontario and Canada a magnet for the world's best and brightest. I believe we can. And sitting here looking at all of you today experiencing this great event, I'm more confident than ever that we will. So to close, I was reflecting, having recently welcomed IBU to the Ontario Chamber of Commerce, why I think the partnership between us and your institution is so promising and so valuable and so essential. And I realized that we have this incredible alignment of our mission and our purpose. So our purpose at the Ontario Chamber, which we articulated last year, it is to bring inclusive and sustainable prosperity to Ontario's businesses, workers, and communities. And that order is very deliberate, because we make no apologies about seeing those things as inextricably connected. If businesses are healthy and successful, that's opportunity for workers. If workers and business are doing well, that's strength for communities at a time when it's so sorely needed. And what is IBU's mission? It is educating the next generation of graduates who anticipate and drive change and who make a difference at work and in their communities. So we have this exceptional alignment. And by living your mission and being part of our chamber, you help us pursue that purpose. And you ask, what is our mission? Well, it is to convene and mobilize and empower our members to lead positive change, because that's something that none of us can do alone. And if I look at the great success of IBU and the great celebration of today, it really is a celebration of what can happen when education and industry work hand in hand, recognizing that together we can do so much more than any of us can do alone. So thank you, congratulations, and we look forward to our ongoing partnership.
But every time I'm in a learning space with students, the level of oxygen is much higher. My heart beats faster. It is wonderful to be here. It's wonderful to be with our educators and with our students. I thank you so much for being here with us. This is, as you said, alluded to it several times, this is not just a simple cord-cutting, opening our new campus event. It shows our confidence in us, in our students, and how we walk into the future. A little over 1,000 years ago, the first formal university in Bologna, Italy, when opened, the concept was very simple. A group of people got together and said, we have a lot of things to learn, and there are some people who know more than us. So let's put us and them together and create a learning environment. And that's how it all started, the first formal university in the world. Fast forwarding 1,000 years, where at that time, no AI, no cell phones, they didn't even know what an electron was. Here we are in this incredible world. But something is still the same, this desire to learn. And what do you do with that desire? afterwards. That is what the IBU vision is. In 2014, when I had my first encounter with Dr. Mutlu, and he came to my office at Waterloo and said, I have this vision. I want to start a private university in Canada. I almost fell off my chair. Said, come on. And then said, okay, let's sit down and talk. A dental surgeon and an engineer are talking about building something very new in this province, in this country. And I'm very, very proud to be here today, standing in front of you, saying that that vision had a lot of wheels, a lot of traction, because it was really felt right inside that what our society, our province, our country was in need of. That the kind of business leadership that many of our startups, SMEs, businesses were lacking. And this is what we zoomed in. This is what we focused on. This is where we are. Why did we come here, leaving where we were? Because we are growing. This institution, this university is being recognized within Canada and outside of Canada as a place where students, they can come here, learn the fly, learn and practice at the same time. And here they are, they're out there. They are our only hope to face the kind of future that you so well articulated, that they could go on and continue building the economy, the societies of our province, of our country. And we are so confident that we are so proud that we have these students enabling us to live that vision. We're going to shortly, I'm just getting warmed up, and that is a bad sign for me, so I could keep you here for a long time, so I will stop. And again, thank you so much for being here. I hope to have many of you back, and I call all of you, forget about guests and that, our friends, and that we will be celebrating many more meaningful milestones together. Thank you so much.
I would now like to invite yourself, Dr. Hamdulapur, Dr. Vesna, Mr. Ko, and Mr. Tish to come and cut our ceremonial ribbon.
I'm Tim McTiernan. I'm founding president of the International Business University. I led the planning team through the admissions process, developing the proposal and presenting the proposal to the government officials. It was a long process in the startup. But the amazing thing that has happened in the last few years is the university has gone from an absolute startup to over 3,000 students with multiple options in the MBA program and a strong, relevant undergraduate degree in commerce that enables graduates to come out with the skills to start work immediately and contribute to the economy, to their own personal development, and to their families and neighborhoods.
A fantastic experience being here at the opening of IBU's new campus in the heart of downtown Toronto, Canada's largest city, and this incredible global hub, as well as a center for our national business community and competitiveness. And I think it's really exciting because right now, if you look at Ontario businesses, they need really strong partners in the post-secondary sector. We need to skill up in order to scale up. And I think what IBU is doing in terms of having really strong collaboration with industry to develop programs that are in demand and producing graduates who have the skills that industry needs is so incredibly valuable. So congratulations to the whole IBU community, to the students, to the staff, to the advisors, to the board, to the leadership, because I think it's been a wonderful team effort, and this place has a wonderful future at the heart of developing Ontario's competitiveness.
Good afternoon. My name is Claire Beckton, and I'm the chair of the Industry Advisory Council, which has been established by IBU to ensure that what programs are being taught are actually meeting the skills that industry wants and needs. We're at a very challenging time in Canada, and we know that one of the big challenges for industry is looking for people with the right skill set. And I'm really excited to be working with IBU and industry together to ensure that the teaching and the impact of what is being taught is exactly what industry needs now, because there is so much, as I've said, there's so much demand for that.
Hi, I'm Ferdinand Hamdelopper. I'm proud to be the Chancellor of the International Business University. This is the university that had the courage and the vision to enter into a very high quality, out-of-the-box, society-connected, industry-related business education. And this is the reason why we are here today. We started very modestly, smaller numbers, smaller places, and then we grew into a world globally recognized and respected institution. We became so large that we didn't fit into where we were before, and we're very happy to be on this campus. And today is the formal official opening of this campus, whereas the campus started with our students in January this year. We hope to grow further, not necessarily only in size, but on impact. We want our graduates to be able to go out and very confidently and proudly to help serve the needs of growing industries, or go a step further, start their own businesses, have the confidence and courage, like we did here at the International Business University, start something new that didn't exist before.
And today, looking at IBU has evolved on all levels in terms of entrepreneurship, business, innovation, training students to be able to start their own things and leave the world of employment. And so I believe that where IBU is headed is going to create a good economic background and stable background for a lot of students, international students, immigrants, and also students in Canada. Watch out for the next phase of IBU.
We celebrated with community a huge milestone in IBU's history. We've now relocated to a larger space to accommodate new programs, new students that are arriving, and a space for our wonderful faculty and staff who are really pushing forward with instruction and experiences for our students that are really connecting with what industry is asking for. We spoke with our industry partners many years ago. They told us what they were looking for in a new university that was settling into Ontario. And I think today we built their confidence in the fact that we listened and then we gave back what they had asked for. We actually delivered on our promise to provide students and the talent for Ontario from an industry perspective. The human skills, so absolutely necessary in today's context, the AI skills and technical skills. We're taking it very seriously. Our students have been sharing what they've been learning. I said to everybody, we're just a little bit different, and we're very proud of that. It was so wonderful to have so many people here from the community, industry experts, people from economic development. We had the Chamber of Commerce, the Brampton Board of Trade, several representatives from the different consulates. We had probably over 30 companies, 40 companies here sharing in this celebration with us because our students are working in their firms, in their organizations, in their businesses. We're helping some of them with their startups, with their scale-ups. We're really pushing ourselves to think about how can we help in this day and age where industry is asking for graduates with the talent to support some really challenging, very challenging problems, or they're looking for ways to scale up globally. As we have heard some really wonderful announcements about diversification of our economies, working with new global partners. We're doing a lot of work with our faculty and our staff and bringing the talent in that can support the business community as we start to really think about an international and more globalized market.
This space is built around the innovation, the entrepreneurship, the escalation, and the incubation, and we are unfolding the new generation IBU 2.0. Keep watching this space for more and to know more about the wonderful work that we'll continue to do as a university as we grow through the days. Thank you so much.
Hi, I am Sridevi and I'm a student at IBU, currently in my 4th semester doing capstone. And I'm going to give you a quick tour of our new campus. To start with, we have some of the classrooms all the way across on the other side, which is the traditional style classrooms where we have our foundation courses. Moving forward, we have a place called Workshop Zone. This is more intended on self-study, self-reflection, and also training students about how the MBA level education is, helping them with research, helping them identify different problems that they can work with. Moving ahead, we have Advanced Skills Zone by Bloomberg, and which is more heavy on technical skills. This is an Advanced Skills Zone powered by Bloomberg, where we have all the technical skills coaching and workshops held. Here we are not only teaching them about financial analytics, but also to talk about a lot more tools that is engaging technical ability of a student and support their MBA journey. Moving forward, we have 2 of the zones over there, which is called the boot camp zone. Those are designed to be not so traditional a classroom, but a non-traditional space where we have different setup in classrooms. We have combined tables for group work and collaborative efforts. This is one of the non-traditional classrooms where we have a bunch of tables grouped together, more for collaborative work, what we call the boot camp zone. That is a space where we do a lot of peer-to-peer coaching and learn with each other and develop our entrepreneurial skills. We have an impact zone right at the end, which sort of helps the students learn their journey about if they want to start up their own business, we have an incubator space. If they want to scale up their business, we have accelerators for them. And we have a career development and skills credentialing area where they can continue their career journey from the student life to a job ahead. And finally, we have this entire central space, which is the core engagement area. It is more of a transformable space where we have movable whiteboards that are on regular days transformed into breakout areas where students can sit, have collaborative work, and on special days such as events such as today, it gets transformed into a completely networking area. And that is what our new campus is. My entire journey in this new setup has been amazing in terms of developing my personal and professional skill set. And I believe I've grown as a person from the start to the end of my journey here as a student. Thank you. Here we have the impact zone, more of a career development office. We have the first area over here, which is more focused on entrepreneurs, where students can come for their career development and learning their career pathways after they graduate. And the rare area over here is the space that we want to dedicate more towards the incubation and acceleration of one student's business. If they have an existing business, we will help. This is an accelerator for existing businesses or an incubator for startup ideas. And lastly, to summarize what IBU is and the 3 main pillars of IBU, which is the student values, we have believe, become, and belong.